Welcome, everybody. With the increasing popularity of randomizers in the most recent years, it's been really a long time coming that the most legendary randomizer is finally here on the big stage for you guys. My name is James. I go by JSR. And with me is LZ Cards Fan 23 for this amazing historic race between a tournament champion in JamEvil and the creator, Fred Coughlin. I am hype. LZ Cards, are you hype?
You better believe I am hype, and I am so pumped up for this race between these two extraordinarily good and just fantastic players here in this Zelda Randomizer run here at SGDQ. Before we begin, there's one thing I need the audience to get involved with, and that is, audience, can we get some hype? I can't hear you. Can we get some hype? All right, let's go here.
All right, runners, how are we looking? You guys ready to go? All right. We need a countdown. All right, here we go. On, ready, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. So, welcome to Randomizer. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see they are going into this first cave. There's a sword there. That is a little unusual for Randomizer, but there's a few differences in this flag set that make this extremely, insanely customizable Randomizer a little safer for marathons. You're gonna see vanilla locations of all of the levels and all of the caves, and we see that immediately here with JamEvil going into level 3.
Yeah, that's right. We do have a divergence of paths here. JamEvil going into level 3, but it looks like Fred is heading for level 1, which has 3 items in there as opposed to the 2 that you normally see in level 3.
Oh, and a little tough luck there. You see the enemies are shifted around on the overworld. There's a little bit of it'll be a little tougher on the overworld with the dark nuts and stuff, but it will make a little bit easier once they finally get into the dungeons, as you see here on Jam Screen.
Yeah, that's right. We have moblins, which you normally see in the overworld. They have been shuffled up so that they can appear in dungeons now.
So the main thing that these runners need, obviously in this flag set, you have to get all 8 Triforces. They're in their normal level locations, but they're gonna need a few different items. And because the locations of these levels are vanilla, they need certain items to get through this seed as well, boss.
Yeah, that's right. And some bad news for Fred Coughlin is he is key blocked out of level 1, and he can't do the normal pirouette trick that you see in the speed run because the start of the dungeons are in different places. That locked door was to the south where you normally see it to the north, so he cannot do the pirouette trick, so he'll have to come back into level 1 later.
So as you were mentioning earlier, 2 items in level 3. One of the newer options for the Zelda 1 Randomizer is that the heart containers that are typically found on the floor are shifted around with some of the items. And those items could be anything from another heart container all the way up to some important items like what we find there for Fred Coughlin under the Armo statues, Laws.
Oh, that's a big time find there for Fred. That is the white sword, which will do double the damage that the wood sword does. Look at this. That. Wow.
JamEvil finds the wand, so he gets like a almost upgraded version of the sword that Fred just found.
I'll tell you what, if he sees some Patras, he can do some serious damage with that combo.
All right, so there is one more item in level 3, and it literally could be anything. As you see on the screen there, we're going to be tracking these items along with you guys so that you at home can see exactly what our runners have found so far. As Fred is approaching vanilla level 6, let's see what he can find if his luck's a little better here.
Definitely an interesting play on Fred's part, but you never know. There could be that very important item in level 6, and who knows, it could give Fred that leg up on this match. Here's the item for JamEvil.
Oh, literacy, not what he wanted to find, and unfortunately, Fred Coughlin takes a death here in 6.
Yeah, that's a tough level to discover. A lot of rooms, a lot of easy ways to get lost. It's very linear. You've got the staircase, that's the transport staircase. And of course, when you have these land molas that do 2 hearts of damage, as we have our second Triforce pickup, JamEvil's got a pickup of the Triforce right there. Is that his first?
That is his first, and he's going to immediately do an up A. So the game has an automatic, not a game over per se, but a way to warp back to the beginning of a level or over the overworld. If you press start to access the sub-menu on the first controller, then press up and A on the second, it is the equivalent of a game over, although it's not technically a death. It helps you warp back to the beginning of the overworld.
Absolutely, and a nice clock drop there for JamEvil to get those dark nuts frozen in place. So he'll have a good chance to get into level 1, but taking that boomerang to the face is not a pleasant experience. You're losing one heart there.
So Fred did leave level 6. He is in 3 now. Now Jam does have a key here. He's going to be able to get into level 1. Remember, Fred could not. So we have 3 potential items here that could really give Jam a leg up.
Not the most pleasant enemy set in the world. We are dealing with Lionels, and their sword beams do a lot of damage. 2 hearts to be precise. Now, a little bit of background about these runners here is that JamEvil has been running the randomizer almost since the beginning of its inception, and it has led him to do many different speedrunning projects, including Jaws, The Karate Kid, and also Iron Sword. And not only that, he has finished in the top 3 in 3 different Zelda Randomizer tournaments, including a victory over Crystal Saver, who is a 3-time randomizer champion himself in the 2017 Random Percent tournament.
Yeah, very established runner as well as he digs through level 1, finds an item staircase. We have the bow.
How about them apples? That is half of the puzzle pieces we need to defeat Ganon.
So now, of course, the silver arrows could be anywhere. They could be in 9. They could be here in level 1. We'll have to wait and see. 2 items remain, and there's the Triforce. He's going to probably keep digging this level, I would think, Laws.
Yeah, absolutely. But keep in mind that there is a locked door to the north. Look at that!
Oh, what is that trick that JamEvil just pulled off, Laws?
That is a trick we like to call the Kanana key. And what that is when there is a shutter door anywhere in the room with a locked door, if you can kill that last enemy and get through that door, you can go through a locked door and not spend one of your precious keys, and that is a valuable strat.
Fred bombs the book.
But look at
look
this.
what JamEvil just picked up. What was that?
That is the red ring, and that is huge for Jam. That is going to quadruple his defense. His damage now down to 1/4 of the base value.
Hype!
Can we get some hype?
1 item left in level 1. He's going to clear out these Lionels. He now has plenty of offense, plenty of defense. What does he find for his troubles? It is a key.
Well, that's going to help him out later on because he'll be able to get into the head of that eagle here, and he's still looking for 1 item. It could be here in this room. No, he doesn't think it's going to be here in this room. He's betting that it is going to be behind the wing.
Meanwhile, Fred digging through level 3. And of course, for those of you who don't know, Fred is the creator of this randomizer program, but it is not his only project. He also created the Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer. A lot of fun as he picks up his wand as well. But he's known for a lot of different games that he's been a part of those communities, including the Final Fantasy IV randomizer community, and holds the world record for Boy and His Blob, as well as one of the most legendary games, Mega Man Soccer.
I'll tell you what, that red ring coming into play for JamEvil. He got hit by one of those Lionel beams as Fred gets his first Triforce piece. We are tied up in that department. Looking for the final item is JamEvil, or maybe it's here in this 4-block room. It's another key. I think this is a good time to have our first donations right here.
All right, and we actually have a $500 donation.
Whoa, all right.
Amazing toaster. That says, good luck to Fred and Jam. We're all counting on you both. And don't forget to get the things so that you can do the thing.
Those things are everywhere. All right.
And then we also have a $25 donation from Enamel that says, thanks to everyone in the Z1 community that made this run happen. GDQ for putting it on stage and supporting a great cause. And Fred for making this awesome randomizer.
Thank you very much. And while you were reading that donation, JamEvil just found the almighty key, the any key, the magic key. His key troubles that he could have for the rest of this randomizer are now over with.
So you could say that is the key to him pulling ahead in the seed, perhaps?
I guess you could say that. But as you are saying that, Fred, back into level 1, he'll find his bow, which he just picked up, and he should be able to find that magical key himself.
So now with these different items that they have, upgraded offense, upgraded defense, what do they need to find, you think, to set themselves apart? Because you've seen the routes really kind of, they've been the same between the two runners for the most part.
And Fred is going to go back into level 1 after he picked up his second Triforce piece. They are once again tied in that department, so he's going to get that red ring if he explores to the fullest, as well as the magical key. But the one thing that these runners are still going to need, because remember, the levels are in their vanilla location, so they have to get the raft in order to gain access into level 4, and they have to get the recorder to gain access into level 7.
So we're still looking for a lot of different items. The latter probably going to be required. Raft, recorder, and of course, those all important silver arrows as well. Now, jam into 6. We saw Fred in here earlier. Now, will he be able to get a little further with that any key and that upgraded offense?
I would imagine he would. He has the white sword, and he's got that red ring, so those land molas will only do a half a heart of damage instead of 2. So speaking of land molas, look out.
Oh, the game knows laws.
Oh, absolutely it does. The fast-moving blue variety does the same 2 hearts of damage, but again with the red ring, just a half a heart.
Fred about to pick up his any key as well. There it is. And now, only the slight advantage Jam has going into level 6 here, but we do know there's plenty of other options out there. We still haven't seen anything in level 2.
No.
We still haven't seen anything in level 8, which has 3 items.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, all of the hearts are in the shuffle, so there's always that possibility that level 8 might necessarily be the correct play, and there's just 3 heart containers. But you just never know if that magical sword is going to come into play.
Meanwhile, Fred digging through level 1, looking for that final item. He's going to like it. He's going to love it.
Look at this. We have a Patra in level 6. What are you doing in level 6, Patra?
So as we see these runners going through levels 1 and 6, and Fred looking for that final item in level 1, this might be a good chance for a few more of those donations.
All right, we have a $25 donation from Wolfman2000 that says, "Evening, esteemed guests. The old man and I agree. Good luck to both runners and watch out for Riz robes." And then we also have a $250 donation from Imasock that says 250 rupees for a blue ring. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, really?
Oh, TGE loves that one.
He certainly does indeed. Shout out to the Greenleaf effect.
All right.
Or let me finish the donation. I'm so sorry. So they say 250 rupees for a blue ring. You know what else is also blue? The best banana in Zelda. Blue ring. Thanks to GDQ for an amazing event yet again, and good luck to Jam and Fred on the race. The Zelda 1 randomizer community is amazing to be a part of.
So while JamEvil is still trying to find the item in level 6.
Ooh, look at this.
The HUD clip. Oh, but look at this.
Oh.
Poor JamEvil, 4 rupees short, has to pay the toll of 1 full bomb of his maximum, and that could come into play later on, James.
So what you just saw Fred Coughlin do, and this is part of why also the screen scrolls and stuff, this game is a really weird movement system based on a grid, and the TLDR of it is that you can kind of abuse that to do some cool stuff, like, you know, where the map is. I mean, you know, it's totally normal to go up there.
Certainly, and Fred, or rather Jam, is not able to bomb to the left, so he's going to have to find another way to get to the room he was desired. In fact, that was the only way. So, Fred making the play to level 2. Very small dungeon. It's going to have 2 items, and it is the only level in the vanilla game in First Quest that does not have a staircase. Speaking of staircases, Jam's found one right now.
We have the croissant.
Well, Jam thought about leaving it behind because technically it's not required to beat the game because that's where your take any roads are going to be, but it does provide him with some fast transportation.
Definitely, the power bracelet opens up the any roads that are around Hyrule, and because we do not have recorders yet, that could come into play. We might see with these runners decide to take those shortcuts to help them get through, and we have an up A from Fred, so going tough so far here in level 2.
Yeah, Jam's still trying to find the Triforce, or he does know where the Triforce is. He's trying to find what the second item is here in level 6. And it's going to be a floor drop, and you may have to kill all of the enemies to get that floor drop, or it just might be there ripe for the taking.
Fred dealing with these Lionels and does so very nicely using that wand and its extremely exaggerated hitbox to get through. Still no luck finding those 2 items though. He does have the location of the Triforce. Let's see what he turns up here in level 2. He turns up some Vires. It's a unfortunate situation there. Aren't you glad he didn't say banana?
Yep. Oh, well, it's not really much of a ladder block there, but that is the famous Chevy room, because that room does look like another mugger room, and Fred taking exception to Link there.
Yeah, level 2 proving to be a little tricky here. There is items on that floor somewhere, and Fred digging hard for it. This could be the chance he has to take a lead here.
Yeah, what he's going to be looking for is the silver arrows, which would be the final puzzle piece needed to defeat Gambit. But I think more importantly, he's probably going to be looking for those 2 transportation items, and now JamEvil is going to take his swing at Patra.
Yeah, Patra not too bad with that wand. It makes it a lot easier to get through him. That hitbox on that wand, very exaggerated compared to the sword. And Patra, very dangerous without the red ring, but with the red ring, a lot more breathing room for these runners.
Yeah, again, Patra has a lot of health, and Fred gonna bomb the boomerang.
Aren't you glad he bombed that banana?
Absolutely, and here's an Alchemmentus just in that dark room, just standing by itself. Oh, that could have been trouble there. That was a bomb there instead of an important item on JamEvil's side.
Fred really doling out punishment here in level 2.
Oh, I get what you're going with that, James. I totally got that one.
Now only 2 rooms left for Jam.
And Fred gets the Triforce out of level 2. That is his 3rd Triforce. And JamEvil getting the Triforce out of level 6. That's also his 3rd Triforce. Oh, we are tied again.
We got us a race, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what, though, looking at the heart counts here, JamEvil has 4 hearts. Fred Coughlin has 5 hearts, and we have a white sword item that we haven't looked at yet at the waterfall.
Well, Fred did get a heart container from one of the Take Any roads, or Take Any caves, which are in their vanilla location. He's going to probably grab another one here, and there is an item, like you mentioned, Laws, in that white sword cave. I missed it. What was the message?
I didn't see what the message was either. It went by so quickly there. So Fred picked up that heart container, so that's going to guarantee him that white sword item, whatever it is.
And he's heading over towards level 5. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to jump into level 5 first. 2 items in the Triforce there that he needs to grab, and Jam headed that way as well. Do you make the play for the item, or do you go into the level? And it looks like Fred is going to do the latter.
I think considering what we still need to beat this seed, James, I think they're going to dig out these items.
Well, I definitely like those prizes that Jam was able to get. He must have donated, and make sure you folks do as well. Lots of great prizes, and this would be a really good time to read some of those donations as well.
No problem. We have a $100 donation from Shadow Magi that says, "Old man, blame Fred. Good luck to both the runners. I love seeing any and all of the Zelda randomizers in the runs. Go to the race of winner's choice." We also got a $25 donation from Half Smoke that says, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this $25 donations towards seeing some StarCraft Remastered tomorrow night. Love me some GDQ every year, twice a year. Let's get some 500K hype."
Hype! So we found a heart container in level 5 for Fred. So now he's just looking for the staircase item and the Triforce, of course. There's a heart container for JamEvil. So that was one of the 2 items in level 2 that I don't think Fred got.
Yeah, all the heart containers can be shuffled around with the items that you see as well.
D is for donation. That's good enough for me.
So we'll see what they're able to turn up here. There is a staircase somewhere, and any of these rooms with blocks that you see in the middle row of the room could be a push block potentially. So every time he goes into a room, he'll have to see if he checks that block because you better book it.
Well, I'm sorry, Link. These runners decided not to book it. They're not picking up that book. Sorry.
Yeah, Fred turning the page quickly on that room.
Right. Oh, and we have a potential ladder block on Fred's side. There's the compass for Jam. Now he knows exactly where the Triforce is here in level 2, but he's still looking for the second item.
Well, that's definitely useful.
Oh, absolutely. A pack of bombs. With level 2 bomb holes connecting to each other, unless there's an old man block in the way, should have no problem getting that Triforce. But he's going to skip it for now. He wants that second item.
Now, of course, we know what that second item is, and I don't think he's going to like it too much.
No, he's not going to like it at all. We'll see what he decides to do with it if he does find it. Meanwhile, Fred's still trying to find the staircase that's going to get him to the second item in level 5, as well as that Triforce piece.
Nicely done.
Yes, very nicely done.
Jam smoking the Dodongos here and is able to make bombs appear. That is a nice kind of exploit that you see with the Dodongos. If you are able to get them to walk through the smoke, you can sword them down and get free bombs.
Fred just found the Triforce in level 5, but he is still looking for the staircase. He may grab the Triforce in here and come back later. Nope, he is going to skip it. And by the way, you were talking about bomb forces. You know, we haven't mentioned that yet regarding the mechanics of a 10 count.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that too much. It's not as important in the randomizer as it is in the vanilla speedrun, but killing 10 enemies in a row without taking damage, you can choose to force either a 5 rupee drop or a bomb drop, depending on how you kill them. There's a lot of great information. A couple websites you can check out if you at home are interested in either the randomizer or the vanilla game. Redcandle.us is a great...
Boy, poor Link.
Redcandle.us is a great resource for any vanilla information you might want. And there's a new Zelda 1 randomizer site that has just been released as well.
I believe the command is !Z1 Rando.
Yes, if you'd like to check that out at home, enter that in the GDQ chat. !Z1 Rando, and Jam picks up the banana.
A certain party will be pleased about that pickup.
The banana jam in full effect.
All right, so now that he has both items in hand, he's going to clear the rest of these gels, pick up his Triforce, Fred's synchronized Triforces, and with that, this is a perfect time for some more donations.
All right, we have a $250 donation from Red Whitrage that says, I have loved the Zelda series since the beginning. Only appropriate to donate during the randomizer of the start of the series. Also, Edo Bean's my favorite announcer. Oh, thank you. I have another $250 donation from Thorwolf that says, thanks for all the fun times, Fred. Appreciate all the work you've done on Zelda 1 Rando.
Oh my.
Oh.
We have our one sword item. It is the recorder. Fred picks it up, which means he now has access into level 7. And did you hear that?
What was it, Laws?
I don't know, but audience, name that tune.
Yeah, one of the other options, many options that are both in this seed, as well as the flags that you can make at home if you'd like to try this out. But the recorder tune can be randomized. You see a lot of really cool throwbacks to some retro games in the past.
Oh, absolutely here. So, nice. Fred will go into this location and decides not to purchase the 90 rupee bait.
Which would have been for a good cause, we saw.
Oh, absolutely. And don't forget, bait could be required somewhere down the line.
All right, we're level 5 now. We do know what the items were in 5. 1 heart container.
That's correct.
And there's that heart container that Jam finds. Fred's headed back to 6.
I don't even think we found the second item in level 5. There's one behind the staircase.
You think you're correct. We never did.
Now Fred's going to head back into level 6.
Now, Jam, of course, already through level 6, got the Triforce, found the magic power bracelet, and there is still an item in 6 as well. Was the second item a heart container?
I believe so.
This is probably a great chance as our runners catch up on some of the dirty work that the others have already done to read a few more of those donations.
No problem. We have a $25 donation from OPT Lawyer that says, the Z1R community is great to be a part of. I've made so many friends over the last 18 months since I became a part of it that have affected my life more than they realize. Much love to Z1R and much love to SGDQ for raising money for such a great cause. Yeah, give it up.
Yes,
guys.
indeed.
That's a beautiful donation. Thank you. We have a $10 donation from JLo7 that says, as a longtime member of the community, been saving my donation for this run. Glad to see Zelda Randomizer make it to GDQ, and I just want to tell our runners, good luck. We're all counting on you.
Absolutely.
And then we also have another $250 donation from Pronzo.
Ooh, woo.
Woo.
Says, Fred and Jam, I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. Shout outs to JSR and Loves for the comms and to the awesome Z1 community.
Thank you very much, Pronzo. And remember in level 6 that the power bracelet was the item that JamEvil found behind the staircase.
Now, of course, Fred doesn't know that, but we do. It's unfortunate that he'll come up with that, but we may still see that come into play despite the fact that Fred does have that recorder.
Right you are there, because again, transportation to those 4 Take Any Road spots, and you might need to take that shortcut to get to where you need to be.
Well, the way that the recorder works is it only works if you whistle to a dungeon which you already have the Triforce piece in. Now, you know, of course, that he can get to the Triforce in 6. That shouldn't be an issue, but you never know if he takes a death or something like that. You never know. There's a lot of different options that power bracelet could come in handy here.
Jam able to make quick work of this Patra with the wand and sword, and that's a key that he absolutely doesn't need. Both of these runners have the magic key.
Fred getting a little roughed up here. This bubble just will not leave him alone, and those whiz ropes kind of roughing him up a bit.
See, the thing is, whiz rope rooms aren't hard because of the whiz ropes. They're hard because of the bubbles that accompany them, because they take away your sword for a few seconds, and unless you have a lot of bombs, you're going to have a tough time, especially in an NSU room. Speaking of NSU rooms, Jam in one here in level 5 himself.
Yeah, all the different rooms that you see in these dungeons are shuffled around in this particular flag set. There's a lot of different options with that, as Jam picks up his 5th Triforce, taking a temporary lead, and Fred Coughlin picking up his power bracelet.
Yep, absolutely. So that's another option eliminated on the board for him. But remember, JamEvil still does not have the recorder. However, he appears to be heading that way right now. And yeah, absolutely. He's going to go up the stairs here into the cave where you normally would find a white sword, and he's going to get his recorder, which will gain him access into level 7.
Now, Jam has already done level 6 lots, so we could see a play here. What do you think he's going to do, 7 or 8? I
think he's going to do level 8, and the reason why he's going to do level 8 is 2 reasons.
Well,
Number
one, real quick before you answer that, he still doesn't have a candle.
Correct. You have to have a candle in order to burn the bush to gain access into level 8. So he's going to want to purchase a candle. And because he doesn't have a candle, he's actually looking like he's going to make the play to level 7 first. But let's find out. He's going to head for the shops next. Because remember, those have been shuffled too.
That's correct. So we could see a blue candle for purchase in this shop. We'll have to wait and see what has been shuffled around.
There's the heart container for Fred. That was the 2nd item indeed in level 6.
There it is.
Nice price for bombs though, by the way. It's 10 rupees. And he will purchase that candle. What a play there for Jam.
All right, so let's see. Is he headed to 8? It appears as if he's going to 2, which is right near 8. So we could see a divergence here.
Absolutely. And again, back to what I was mentioning, why I would make the play to level 8. Number 1, there are 3 items in level 8, and you never know if any one of those items could be the silver arrows. Number 2, level 7 is 33 rooms of pure torture. Nice Triforce for Fred. He ties it up once again.
So, Fred is basically just a blue candle purchase behind if he decides to play 8, which might be the smart play, but you never know. Like you were saying, it could be anything in here.
Definitely. Jam finds the 1 transport staircase here in level 8. So the next 2 staircases Jam's going to find here, guaranteed, are going to be the items. But Jam potentially may have found that trolley dead-end staircase.
And indeed he does. He's going to up A back to the beginning of the level.
Who would have thought we would see a one-off staircase here? Does the game know, or does the game know?
taking another path here. Now, there are 2 staircases in 8 that hold items. 1 item will be on the floor, and Fred about to find his blue candle as well.
Wow, Fred making the play to the same screen that has the blue candle. So now, decision time, and I would imagine he's going to follow Jamie's footsteps and head to level 8.
Man, this is getting good, Laws. They're just a few steps behind. What is that?
That is the ladder, and we haven't seen it yet so far in this race, but generally in randomizers, especially in races where you have to grab all 8 Triforces to get access to level 9, the ladder is king. You generally see a block sooner or later, and you never know if that level 9 is going to be ladder block.
Well, don't forget, Laws, there's 1 item on the coast that we have yet to see.
And who knows, maybe that item is the raft that they need to get to level 4.
It could be the raft, it could be the silver arrows.
Absolutely. We have still not seen what's behind the coast yet.
Meanwhile, Fred finds a staircase. It is transported. I believe that's the same one we've already
Yeah, Fred's going to discover that staircase is nothing but a dead-end staircase that's going to provide absolutely nothing.
Oh, this Patra's just playing Patra Wayne here.
Man, Patra Wayne telling JamEvil, you lose. But Jamie gets the last laugh there.
Meanwhile, Fred back through the staircase, opted not to up A there, and he's going to play in the same direction. He'll be picking up his ladder shortly.
Boy, this has been an amazing race. I expected these 2 fantastic runners, these legendary Zelda Randomizer runners, to be close. I didn't think it'd be this close.
It is definitely close, and as we watch Jam closely to see what item he's going to find next here in level 8, this might be a good time to catch up on some more of those donations.
No problem. We have a $255 donation from Bent Glass Tube that says, donating my entire wallet to say it's called the Boomerang.
And Fred getting his ladder and burning it down with displeasure.
We also have a $25 donation from D0 Star that says, my 2 amazing kids and I are hyped about the Zelda Randomizer run. It's no secret to everybody that we're excited to see a great race.
Jam using that banana, putting it to good use there. I'm sorry, Boomerang.
Right. The good old rupee boss, but JamEvil's going to ignore it because it's in a triple bar room. Pick up the map here so he knows exactly what the layout looks like.
Even knowing the vanilla layout of these dungeons and running the game, it's still really confusing sometimes without some sort of map to reference in these dungeons. I mean, especially level 8 being as big as it is.
Man, speaking of level 8, this is the Patra dungeon here, James. All of these Patras here.
And still 2 items somewhere in here.
That's right. One of them is going to be behind that other staircase, and the other one is going to be a floor drop somewhere, potentially here.
Ooh.
Whoa. Jam finds the ticket to level 4. He's got himself the raft.
So at this point, we have all of the items except for 1 before we get into what we like to call go mode.
Absolutely right, because the only item that JamEvil is missing to be in go mode are the silver arrows to kill Ganon. And right now, the way this is shaping up, there could be a really good chance that those silver arrows are in level 9. If that's the case. Speaking of silver arrows, all we have to do is talk about them and the situation presents itself.
It does. Oh, and we have a musical tune.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but we got the symphony, as they call it, or the concert.
It was a bare bones song.
Right. So we're still looking for the last item here in level 8, and this is going to be behind that other staircase. And that could tell the tale of the tape of whether or not these runners need to dig out the item in level 7, because there's going to be a decision that needs to be made, because right now there's a pretty good chance those silver arrows are going to be in level 9. If that's the case, we're going to have ourselves one heck of a finish.
We are indeed, and we do see another patch regarding what could be the second staircase.
Oh,
D9.
it's a red herring, James.
That's never happened before. That's never happened before.
Well, speaking of red herrings, maybe this is the actual push block. It is.
All right, let's see what we've got. We've got the heart.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. It's narrowing down our odds. Based on what we have seen so far, there is a 50-50 chance that those silver arrows are in level 9, or it's in level 7.
Don't forget that coast item, too.
That's
dude.
right.
They make that play. And
Fred's going to find that same heart container in just a moment here.
But the most important thing is the knowledge that once they pick up this Triforce, they know they do not need to come back to level 8.
And also, level 4 is still in play, so there's actually right now a 1 in 3 chance as Jam gets his Triforce out of level 8. He just needs the ones out of levels 4 and 7 now.
Jam making that play immediately. Let's see, this could be huge.
It's a 1 in 6 chance that those silver arrows are going to be out on the coast, and survey says...
Oh, just some love. Although we're getting closer to a possible chance at that magic sword.
That is true because you need anywhere between 10 and 14 hearts to pick up the magical sword that'll do 4 HP of damage as Fred gets his Triforce out of level 8. And with that, do we have any donations? Now's a perfect time for them.
All right, we have a $10 donation from Demarin that says, from the free enterprise community to the Zelda 1 community, much love for the randomizer and much hope for silvers in 9.
So right now, it's a 40% chance. Or I'm sorry, it is still a 1 in 3 chance. There's 2 items in level 4, 2 items in level 7, and 2 items in level 9. Right now, there's a 1 in 3 chance that those silver arrows could be in level 9. You just never know where the prize is going to be.
So Jam is in 4. Look where Fred's headed.
Fred's making the play to 33 rooms of pure chaos. And the reason why we call it that is level 7 can either be the shortest level 7 in the world, or it could take you 20 minutes to beat.
Well, we'll know hopefully shortly. I mean, level 7 is that kind of level that can just completely troll a runner. And Fred is diving in head first. 1 item on the floor and 1 item in a staircase.
Yeah, and if JamEvil finds these silver arrows here in level 4, he's going to have an advantage. Finds a key on the ground that he absolutely doesn't need. Of course, Fred could get lucky. Or he could be sent to the practice room.
Another Patra. That's always inviting to see.
My goodness, the way this has been shaping up, hopefully we don't see any Patras in level 9. Well, there's the Triforce in level 4, a little bit off center.
That could come into play if Jam full digs level 4 here and Fred does not. Maybe he finds the silvers here in 7. That could come into play because he will grab that Triforce and get right on out.
But here's the item in the staircase for JamEvil, and we have got
the other boomerang,
the magical boomerang, the one that has a farther distance to throw than the wooden boomerang. Orb! Some people prefer the wooden boomerang because it's easier to control, but some prefer the magical boomerang because it covers the entire screen.
Yeah, a lot of dissension there in the community on which one they prefer. Some don't prefer either.
Exactly. So we're now looking for the item that is on the ground and a red herring for Fred. No item for him.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot, indeed. A bunch of blue wizards in a room where you are in a very confined space. Even with the red ring, you're still losing a half a heart every time you get hit by their beams or their body. And there's the heart container, so that's the last item in level 4. So now it's a 50-50 chance that Fred could find the silver arrows here in level 7.
Oh, but he does find instead a friendly neighborhood Goma. If he can't bomb up, he's going to have to up A out of the soft lock and a tough break all the way back to start.
That's a tough break there for Fred. And those wooden arrows. Now, I know we need the silver arrows to defeat Ganon, but what if we have a Goma block? They're going to have to purchase those wood arrows.
It's very possible if the Triforce is up there that we might see an arrow purchase as JamEvil picks up his 7th Triforce piece, and he'll be joining Fred in level 7 very shortly. And as we see them making their way through, this would be a great chance to read a few more of those donations.
So I do have a donation. It just says blank, but it's an anonymous $3,000.
Wow! All right.
Thank you, whoever you are, for that donation. We appreciate it.
Thank you so very much.
That's awesome.
We also have a $200 donation from T. Prime that says, had to donate during my favorite game, even more so this year for my week-old daughter named Zelda.
Oh, that is awesome.
That is awesome.
Whoa, that is awesome.
Four-headed Gleeok had the silver arrows, and Fred is officially in what?
Fred is in, let's say it with me, crowd. Fred is in go mode.
Or is he? Did he get the raft out of level 8?
He did not.
I'm not seeing it on his map.
False. Okay, yes, he did. I could have sworn he picked it up.
I didn't see it lit up on his side, but we can confirm he is officially in go mode. So we were right all along. So that means Fred will spend far less time in level 4 than Jammy did, and that's going to enable him to gain some ground back. But if Jam finds those silver arrows fast, he'll be the one in the catbird.
So this gets very interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
If Fred gets that Triforce out of here before Jam does, he could potentially take the lead into what is, as you like to say, Laws, the Great Equalizer.
Yeah, that's right. Level 9 being the Great Equalizer. And I'll explain why we call it that when we get to that point.
All right, so a second staircase. This could be an item, but I don't think there's anything he particularly wants. He's not even going to check it.
Oh, absolutely. He's looking for the Triforce. Now, neither player finding the compass, so this is why we call level 7 33 rooms of pure mayhem, because these runners have spent a whole lot of time already in level 7, and they're just not getting the breaks that's going to lead them to where they need to be.
Somewhere there's a crimson bird shaking his head.
Absolutely. Shout outs to my friend Redbird Grad and everybody's friend. We love you, man.
All right, so a few more rooms left. Fred can check here. Dealing with those extremely trolly Lambos, finds a useless key for his troubles.
So here's that 4-headed Gliok, and JamEvil is going to get those silver arrows in just a couple more hits, but he's down to 1.5 hearts. Needs to be a little bit careful here. He's got it. And ladies and gentlemen, JamEvil is also in
go mode.
But I'll tell you what, level 7 living up to its name. Both runners having a lot of problems trying to find that Tringle.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for JamEvil, because if Fred doesn't find that Triforce before Jam already has the Triforce out of 4 Laws.
Oh, absolutely. If Jam can find that Triforce first, he's going to have a relatively good head start going into level 9.
Ooh, Jam takes a red Wizrobe beam to the face.
But he gets a clock drop that's going to at least save his bacon for the time being. Yeah, those orange Wizrobes, they do a lot of damage. Even with the red ring, you're losing a full heart. But if he didn't have that red ring, he'd be losing 4 hearts.
Yeah, the only other enemy in the entire game that does the damage that a red Wizrobe does is...
a hug from Ganon.
Yeah. Ooh,
Hyrule's driver, whatever you want to call it.
This is an interesting room here. If Fred gets the Triforce here, that could be a difficult spot for Jam at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Triforce was here. Nope, just a nickel.
Ooh, look at this room. Oh,
there we go. So that shoot room guarded exactly where we needed to be. And there's a bomb upgrade. Fred has enough money. Is he going to purchase that? You bet.
Hey, look what they did to my boy.
He got an extra, now I believe he spent a bomb, so he got 4 extra bombs, and we have a poorly guarded Triforce by that Gliok, and Fred is going to gain some time on JamEvil. We still have a race, folks.
Yeah, so now the race becomes how fast does JamEvil get up to that Triforce, and how fast does Fred find what we already know, Laws, is a very easy to access Triforce. This just got really close.
Oh, no question about it here, James. No question about it here. The longer that Jam spends here in level 7, the more time Fred is going to have to get a lead on Jam going into level 9.
So as we see Jam looking for that Triforce, Fred making his way into 4, this would be a perfect time for some more donations.
All right, we have a $10 donation from Ice Blue that says, "Greetings from the couch. The Z1R community is absolutely incredible, and I'm glad to be a part of it. P.S. The book should have been a required item."
In some Zelda Randomizer seeds, where we call the Holy Grail, the book can be required.
We also have a $19.86 donation from Pete the Panda that says, "It's the Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Creatures from Ganon are pretty bad."
Gee, where have I heard that before?
I know. So familiar.
Oh, man, I just realized how close Jam is to the Triforce, and look where Fred is. This is going to be neck and neck, dude.
I couldn't have this any other way. Getting into level 9, pretty much a tie ball game, that would be fantastic.
Hold on to your seats, folks. This is about to get amazing.
Yeah, Jam's on his way. He's just got to go through the shoot room. He's going to kill this room, which I don't blame him for that because this is a drop room. He'll find the nickel, but when he gets to the room to the north, he'll find that compass and he'll be on his way. This is going to be tight.
All right, so Fred about to pick up the Triforce. We'll see what time he picks it up compared to Jam. 43 flat for Fred Coughlin. He's on the way to level 9.
Very nice, and Jam has enough to purchase that bomb upgrade, and he's glad he did because he had no bombs to his name.
Laws, this is gonna be like less than a 30-second difference going to level 9.
Oh, this is gonna be exciting. It's a 20-second difference. Hold on to your hats, folks. It's gonna come down to level 9, the great equalizer, where leads can be won and lost with the drop of a hat.
So as we head to level 9, Laws, there are a couple things our runners are going to be looking out for. What are those things that we can help to identify for the audience?
First, these two runners are going to be listening for the roar of Ganon. If they hear that roar of Ganon, then Ganon is adjacent to where they currently are, one room to the north, south, east, or west. The second thing they're going to be looking for is a room with a single shutter door room. If they full clear that room and that shutter door does not open, they have found the location to Zelda, or in JamEvil's case, Link. And actually in Fred's case, it wouldn't be Zelda either. It'd be the old woman, or Impa. Look at this. You normally don't see dig doggers in level 9, but here we go.
So Jam, right behind him, Fred taking the top path here. Does not finish off that dig dogger. He's going to do a trick to despawn the rest of those dig dogger pups, gets a map for his troubles.
You know, that map's going to come in handy because in level 9, because of the nature of what level 9 is, resource management is going to be key because they're going to have to play Hyrule's favorite game show, Find That Bomb Hole.
Well, they found a nice room here with some Aquamentos.
And we do see a divergence of paths here.
So this could get really interesting because one of those paths could lead to Zelda, the other could lead to...
And by the way, one thing these runners are not going to have are the 3 hints that those old men normally give. These runners are on their own.
And we have a shutter door, it opens.
So that is not where the kidnapped is.
So anytime you see a shutter door closed with enemies in the room, you're going to see these runners probably clear that out. If that shutter door does not open, ladies and gentlemen, we know where the princess is.
Absolutely indeed. Jam is going to go ahead and take this transport staircase because you just never know. I hear a pig on Fred's side.
You hear a pig. Do we find the pig?
Not in that direction.
That room could be up here. It could be behind a staircase. No bomb hole. Oh, look what we just found there.
We found a shutter door that didn't open.
We found a shutter door that didn't open. So one of our runners knows the location of Zelda.
And one of our runners knows where Ganon is, and he is close, but I don't think Fred can gain access to it directly. He might have to find a workaround.
And that could be anything. It could be a strange path that takes you all the way around. It could be a bomb hole. Could be some blue whiz ropes. That's never good.
No, not at all. Now, Fred's close to that area where Jam was, where that shutter door that didn't open was. So Fred may gain a little bit of extra knowledge here.
Nicely done by Fred. Down to 2 bombs, forces a bomb. That is extremely difficult to do under pressure. That was very nicely done.
I hear the roar again.
Oh, there it is.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. 8 hits is what we need to take down the beast. A Hyrule driver will cost him 1 full heart as he just took right there. But
4,
unlock.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We've got bacon. Down goes Ganon. He'll pick up his Triforce of Power. So all Fred needs to do is find the single shutter door room that is now going to automatically open for him as JamEvil finds the red candle in level 9. Unfortunately, that is not going to do him any good here.
So this race could be over any moment, Laws. If Fred finds that staircase, he's headed in the general direction, too.
Absolutely. He's getting close. Oh, Fred got his hopes up there, but he saw that the shutter door did not open.
Oh, those bombs dropped. Let's see if he goes back for him. No, he's going to leave him. He knows that this race could be over at any moment. He knows how close he is, and the pressure's got to be building for them. I mean, I feel the pressure, and I'm not even on the controller.
Oh, absolutely. Time is of the essence for both of these runners here, and they know it, so they're going to take some chances.
And look where JamEvil is as well.
Here's Gannon. We got ourselves a race, and Jam knows exactly where Link is.
2.
Having a little bit of trouble getting the stun lock because he is teleporting to the right. He's going to set himself to the left.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And down goes Gannon. Another Triforce of Power and more crispy bacon. And JamEvil, this is why we call it the Great Equalizer, James. It looked like Fred had it, and now Jam is this close.
Fred up A's, and that gives Jam the advantage here, but they are in the same room. Jam taking a different path. Now remember, he does know the exact path. If there's not an alternate path here, this could spell the end.
Jam can sense
there it is.
No, that's not it. He has to take the staircase. So Fred's time running out here in this race. Jam has got it 0 in.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen in chat. Get your GGs out for our winner with a time of 48 minutes and 59 seconds. JamEvil, congratulations. Wow,
How about that?
Race.
JamEvil pulling the sub 49 by 1/10 of a second. And James, fantastic job for JamEvil. But James, remember what I said about the ladder? You needed the ladder to rescue the kidnapped in level 9. They were in a moat room.
Absolutely. So lucky break that they were both able to get that out, and just a really well-played seed by both these runners. That's what makes the Legend of Zelda Randomizer so great, Laws. Any of these guys could have won this race. It came down to that one advantage that Jam had. Level 9, like you say.
The Great Equalizer. And let me tell you something. If one of these runners would have had the ladder and the other would not have had the ladder going into level 9, it definitely would have lived up to its Great Equalizer nickname. And by the way, for those of you who were playing Name That Tune with our recorder theme, there's your answer on screen. 600 AD from Chrono Trigger.
That's a good song. All right. So Jam now with Snap Time, full effect. Arby's the winner. And now Fred, just a few rooms away. Can he find that pathway over to the princess? Just a few rooms away.
There's a way to bomb up. Let's make some noise here for Fred here.
Absolutely. Let's make some noise.
Yes, let's go. You can do it, Fred.
Fred, 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 Fred,
Fred, Fred. Fred does have plenty of bombs. He'll find a bomb hole to the south here, and look at that. 6 reserves in the staircase.
Another red herring, unfortunately unable to find that one spot that Jam was able to find that let him pull ahead in level 9. Could be an alternate path, though. There's still a lot of different places we did not see. It was a really fast 9.
Oh, absolutely. You never always see 9s as fast as the one that JamEvil had, but that is, again, the nature of the beast known as Zelda Randomizer.
So many great options. If you're interested in checking it out for yourselves, again, those of you watching at home, use the chat command Z1Rando, exclamation point Z1Rando. Check it out for yourselves. So much amazing stuff. We have races almost every day, and anybody can pick it up, from beginners to pros. It doesn't matter who you are. It is an amazing program with a ton of options. I sincerely hope you guys that are interested give it a try.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful program. I've played it myself. It's a good time. Oh, and
come on.
Fred. Come on,
Link.
Yes. That's right. Take it out on Link. Tell him you're not going to get my money or bombs. Or is he?
Oh, he's getting arrows for sure.
Link getting an arrow to the knee.
Old man has none of that, sir.
Not a chance.
All right, so one more time through the dungeon, a good chance for some last-second donations.
All right, we got a $10 donation from the Shades. It says, shout out from the Zelda 1 randomizer community. Love seeing JamEvil and Fred race in this game while supporting a good cause. Big shout out to my fellow commentator buddy, Luz, Cards fan on the couch. Put my donation towards the Kingdom Hearts 3 Inferno fight.
Thank you very much, Shades.
And can we actually give it up to our commentators for this randomizer? I think they did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Appreciate the shout out, but if it wasn't for these two, we wouldn't be here right now. These two guys.
Absolutely. These are the guys.
Get one more time for the runners.
Give it up for the runners. Yes.
And
there
we have the shutter door. And the GG's, everybody. Fred Coughlin has finished with a 53-26.
Good job. Good job. Thank you.
An amazing job.
What an amazing
what
performance.
A race.
Give it up. Can we get some hype?
Hype.
Hype.
Hype. All right. With that, we're going to give it back to you, Ito Bean. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And stay tuned for more great speedruns here on Games Done Quick.
Yeah, 10